Good morning, sir, and good morning to all of you. We, the Department of Information Technology and Institutions of Innovation Councils, jointly organize this Design Thinking and Innovation. We welcome all of you for this guest lecture. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your presence. Jagdishan, sir, we will welcome you, sir. Lena,
Ma'am?
shall we start, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
It's my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to you all. Your presence makes us very happy. A very good morning to one and all gathered here. It's my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to you all. On behalf of the Department of Information Technology, TechBoot Association, Dr.NGP Arts and Science College, welcome you all to this guest lecture on design thinking and innovation. Now I call upon Ms. Shweta, Department of Information Technology, to welcome the gathering.
I think Shweta is getting lost with the connection.
Lena,
Ma'am?
Sweta is
Just
in
a minute,
better.
sir. மேம் யாராவது ஸ்வேதா கால் பண்ணி என்னாச்சுன்னு பாருங்க.
ஓகேங்க சார்.
Else, Lena, you may proceed, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Monopriya, ma'am.
Lena, I think you are in the mute.
Sir, she will be joining now, sir, within a second.
No issue, ma'am. Madam, and also this is not a problem like, we are just stealing a kids. So we are very
Yes.
happy that like their initiative. I'm very happy by looking their initiatives.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, shall I start, ma'am?
Yes, Lina, you proceed, Kanna.
Okay, ma'am. We warmly welcome Chief Guest of today's program, Professor B. Jagadish, Design Thinking Team, Center for Learning and Teaching, SNSInstitutions, Coimbatore. Jagadish B. is a postgraduate in electrical and electronics engineering. He is a former failure analyzing engineer at Best Engineers Pumps Private Limited, Coimbatore. Presently associated with SNSInstitutions as Assistant Professor, Design Thinking Team for Learning and Teaching. His role is to design thinking framework in curriculum and teaching learning practices. He has decades of experience in innovative teaching, learning practices, curriculum development, industry institute interaction, student training, and faculty development. He had delivered 30 plus lectures to teachers and students in design thinking and innovation. And today he is with us to share his insights. Once again, we welcome you, sir. The session is all yours.
Thank you so much, Miss Lina, for giving a wonderful invite to me. And I can see very energetic, like because I'm just dealing with the kids, and by watching your initiatives and your professors' support for making involving the students, it's a great one. Like this is what we required actually in all kind of education sector, because that's one thing which is enormous. Normally when you see wherever we go, the professors will start to scold the students. Hey, don't do that. Hey, just listen to me. Do what I say. But here I don't find such a thing, because Dr. Rajesh Khanna is giving a lot of ambience and surroundings to the students of Dr. NGP, IT background student, and also to the professors. So it is my pleasure to deliver a design thinking and innovation session to the student community. And a special thank to Dr. Rajesh Khanna sir for inviting me to deliver this. And based on your introduction, I just want to redefine a little bit, because I'm not gonna be a biggest guest, okay? But I'm gonna be one of the friends, one of the friend to be one of here in the meeting. So that's what I started conversation even at initial before the meeting about the NGP and things and everywhere. All right, and please let how many of you are able to see my chat messages, because I have set little bit rights in the Microsoft Teams. In case if you're not enabled with the chat box, then even I will proceed for the another method to have a discussions on the chat box, because like for a 1 hour I cannot be monotonous. I cannot be like without asking you a question. I cannot be like keeping my mouth quiet or making my face quiet. I cannot do, because like I'm gonna be a friend of you. Like let's we have a lot of fun and we discuss a lot of things on design thinking, and also we shall have a lot of comments and chats, feedbacks, assessments, and everything on the road. Okay, so this is your first task, and please let me know in the chat box how many of you are enabled. Because if you can able to see the chat box, please comment yes in the chat box, so that I can understand how many of you are enabled with chat box comments. Yes, I'm just watching and reading all your text through my smartphone. Okay, so which I'll be very fast to get reply to for your comments. Yes, for Lena, for Priya, for Brinda, for Dhanajayan, and some more like Dr. Savitha ma'am and Keetika also saying yes. Shiva Saravanan saying yes. Mohan Rajan, yes. Because I would like to know, because if I ask you any question, then I cannot think that okay, it is not enabled. All right. All right, and many are coming. Madhushri, Bhubalan, Prabha, Kritika, Shruti, Shalini, Yamuna. Wow, wow, dears. Thank you for giving so much energetic. As I heard, Dr. NGP is one of the energetic class. Okay, and thank you so much. Sorry, I got little troubled and disconnected in between. Okay, I found like wherever I go, students will never open their mouth. They will be keeping quiet. And when I ask them personally, what is the problem? Why not talking to me? Like I was asking them. So that is the question where I came to know where the design thinking is very, very important, even in our education itself. Okay. So I'm not going to bore you with the common lectures like, hey, note down this, note down this. It is not like that. I'm not going to say anything like which is not applicable and not relevant to the students. Okay, so we will be talking a lot about the design thinking principles and how can we implement design thinking. And before studying all those parts, like we should understand what exactly design thinking teaches. Correct? So because I have to change your mindset first, and the mindset change panna mattumda I can able to how we say I can able to influence you to apply the design thinking out of your strategies, right? And how many of you are interested in business? How many of you are interested in business? Because wherever we go, we don't find a lot of entrepreneurs from the education sector. They will be ready to join to any other company, and they will be ready to work for a company. But the percentage of entrepreneurs coming out from the education sector is very minimal. Okay, I will tell you the reason why it was minimal. And before that, please let me know how many of you are interested to start a business. So please, can you comment in the chat box like how many of you are interested to start the business? Because you all promised that you got enabled with the chat boxes, right? So where you have to say, okay, where you have to say, and how many of you are interested in your business. So don't worry, I'm not going to sell anything. Okay, I'm not going to ask you a difficult question. Okay, so which will be very simple. So how many of you are interested to start your business? Just comment and yes or no, yes, this business, boutique shop, and whatever it is. Like you can tell me anything, I will accept. Indrajit is saying is thank you Indrajit for giving a reply. Okay, I would like to hear. If you do not have an interest, please say no. It is nothing wrong. Express all your thoughts and process to any person. It is nothing wrong. Brinda saying no. Lina saying no. Janani saying no. Okay, I can understand there is a fear factor inside everyone. Okay, there is a fear factor inside everyone. And Harini is saying no. Sedu is saying yes. Janajayan, I'm interested. All right. All right. Okay. So I will be telling you few reasons, okay, why the student community is not really taking up the uh, entrepreneurship as their career. Okay, so this is all because there is a simple technique. Because when we talk about the business to a family member or to our relative or to our friends, the first question, the first reply from them is no, don't take the risk. Okay, don't take the risk. This is the first criticism we will get from everyone. Okay, even when we go and say to the parents, they will say, hey, this is a small age, you cannot get into the business. You later you can just try for the business, and you can just do all those work like that. Even your friends will say, and they will be getting a lot of criticism, but the person who comes out of the criticism, who taking the steps forward, okay, will be the success person in the business. Okay, I'm not going to here to make you as a business people. Okay, I'm just going to tell you an approach which can be applied 360 degree. Okay, 360 degree in the sense it is not limited with one domain alone. Okay, one domain alone. For example, we can take design thinking. So there is no limitations in design thinking. Design thinking can be applied anywhere you want. You can apply into your classroom, you can apply into your education, you can apply into your curriculum, you can apply into your projects. Correct? There are few final years that here you will be directed to do a projects, okay, at the end of outcome of your final year. Okay, so where there also you can apply the design thinking. Okay, and you can do a lot of product development. As you may think, I am from an engineering background, what can I do for the arts and science or an IT or a software? You can do it. So I don't think all the educations domains of education are different. All are same. For example, if I want to start a business, right, I should know what is accounts, I should know what is finance, I should have a software to track all my data, for example MIS, for example SAP. Correct? Then I should have a technical mind, I should develop a product, I should sell it. So I need a marketing executive where branding and strategy is very important to me. So likewise, So all the education domain will be interdisciplined, and it is very, very essential to every one of us. Okay. So that is why I started to learn about this design thinking for the past 5 to 6 years, and we have experimented a little bit in all our systems and education, and that is why the institution is called as a first Indian institution to implement the design thinking curriculum. All right. So let me come to the point which I can make you understand very clear about the business first. Okay, business and innovation first. Then later point I'll be taking to the design thinking. Okay, so our curriculum or a syllabi have about a few percentage about the entrepreneurship. Okay, entrepreneurship, and also the Indian government, not only Indian government, like everywhere in the universe is talking about the innovation. But no one is telling us how to do that innovation. So that's where the question comes out. Okay. So we initially started to think how the entrepreneurship varies. Because, even if you start a small shop, a boutique shop, right? Or else if you do a mehendi shop, okay, that is also a business. Okay. Mehendi shop start பண்ணாலும் அது business தான். நீங்க ஒரு boutique shop வச்சாலும் that's a business. Correct? And if you do something bigger in a way, like you're selling a product, having a shop, or producing something, an almond milk supplier, everything can be concluded as a business. But what is startup actually? Do you know about these startups? Anything about startup? What is the purpose and what it mean? Do business and startup are same? Are you thinking like the business and startup are same? Because I heard from many person about startup. Our student have a startups. Then I will be very excited to hear from them. Hey, how a student can do a startup at this stage itself? Can I know what is the company and what they are doing in the startup? Then they will be telling that they will. My student is owning a departmental shop, so that is a startup. No, it is not like that. Okay. So this point you please understand, startup and business are different. Okay, but startup can be called as a business. Okay, I know you will be get a little bit confused. Okay, I'll be giving another example to understand. A business is a normal one which we can do it as a trade. Okay, we can just sell it and receive it money and flow. Everything will be there. But where startup is called as, like, it must have an innovation. It must have. So then only it's called as a startup. Okay, a startup is a business which must have an innovation. Okay, so that's called as a startup. So this MHRD, the Indian government, and all entrepreneurship funding bodies are saying the student have to do a startup. Student should be innovative. Student have to do, because if we go to the company, if we teach about innovation, if we ask them to do an innovation, it is really not possible to change the environment. So the root cause for changing the environment is only the education sector. Okay, so that's about the education sector and the relations of innovation via the startups. So innovation na வழிகளை மாற்றி அமைப்பது, சிந்திப்பது, மாற்றி யோசிப்பது. You all know, right, how Swiggy is working. Initially we went to the hotel and we will wait for 10 to 15 minutes and we will place our order and we will get the product and we'll come back, right? A simple concept which was clearly defined and innovated by them via the Swiggy app. So where we can sit at app and we can see all the menus and we can order it and we can just place it and get it at our home. Our time will be consumed. Our even sometimes value proportions, they will be offering us the lot of percentage on the what we call offers. Correct? Then automatically we do a lot of things and we will be very happy with the Swiggy and Zomato, right? So this is called innovation. Okay, this is called innovation. Let me brief about how the design thinking giving the pay waves to the innovation. Okay, that's what I'm going to share you today. Okay, and let me share my screen. Just give me a second. And meanwhile, like, if I'm lost with any connection, and please let me know at any point of time via your mic. There is no hesitation. I'm not going to be your professor. Okay, and I'm not going to scold you for anything. I never hesitate. I never criticize. I will accept all your answers. Okay, that is one mantra which I have to say here. Then only our session will be very jovial and we'll be very happy with that. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, it will take a couple of seconds to visible to you. Okay. Okay, my screen is visible, but my PPT has to come front. Okay, once again, I'll just stop sharing and I'll be sharing it again. All right, it's come. Yes, it's visible. So it's all about the design thinking. Okay, so I hope everyone will be excited to hear the design thinking, and also you can apply design thinking in your projects, in your mini project, in your classroom, in your problems, everywhere. Okay, because Ratan Tata, இவரை பத்தி நீங்க கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க. Ratan Tata, he will see the problems as opportunities, the challenges as opportunities. Because when we get a problem, then only we will try to find out the solution for anything. If we are urged to do a poster presentation by tomorrow, then we will be learning the tool by tonight. Because that is where the point of focus, where we will be learning when we get a problems or challenges. So hereafter, please look your problems and challenges as your opportunities to solve the problem. Okay. So let me get into the design thinking. It will be like a story. Okay. I'll not read all those contents. Okay. I'll be sharing with you like a stories, and we will have a lot of discussions on that too. Okay. So because I love storytelling, because people listen to us only we tell a story about it, and that too in a very interesting way to the students, right? So let me get into the design thinking. Yes, design thinking is a problem solving approach. Every one of you know about it. The initial existence of a design thinking from a Stanford University. Okay, we just benchmarked them. We had a lot of studies about design thinking in a Stanford University, as well as one particular university in Singapore. Okay, Singapore is specifically applying this design thinking concept in their education. So that university is called SUTD, Singapore University, Technology University and Design. Okay, so that is our initial approach with them, and we were learning about how they apply to the design thinking in everywhere. Then we came to know that design thinking is a method. Okay, design thinking is a method which can be helped us to solve all those problems. Okay, how we say a simple of understanding. Okay, this is a mindset. Okay, first design thinking is a mindset, and also it is called a method. Okay, also it is called an approach. Okay, which gives us an innovative solutions to the problems. Okay, so that is the first one which we actually read and understand via the design thinking. Then we are also like, okay, how the design thinking is giving a solution, an innovative solution to the problems. Okay, then I'm just share you a story to understand what is exactly the design thinking problem as a human centered design. Okay, so I'll share you a lot of examples. Okay, which will helps you to understand how the design thinking gives an innovative solution. Okay, so initially when we talk about the human centered design, okay, we can take an example of a classroom which is provided to you, right? உங்களுக்கு ஒரு கிளாஸ் ரூம்ல பெஞ்சஸ் கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க. நீங்க கோவிட்ல இப்ப வர முடியாம இருந்திருக்கலாம், பட் பிஃபோர் you will be sitting in the classroom for 6 to 8 hours solidly, excluding your lunch break. Okay. What you will do, the first period you will be so energetic and you will be very happy and sitting in the table. And when period crosses, when the second period, when the third period, when the fourth period, your body will pain to sit in a bench for the 2 to 3 hours solidly, right? You would have experienced this problem. Right? உட்காரவே முடியாது நம்மளால, பாடி பெயின் ஆகும், பெண்ட் பண்ணுவோம், காலை கொஞ்சம் நீட்டிக்குவோம். Okay, suddenly our teachers, our professors will find us. Hey, can't you sit straight? So this is the question will come. The pain will understand only to the user, right? The students only know the pain that sitting for a or a chair, right? I do not know how long you're sitting now. I may find like a lot of people will lie down and a lot of people will just somewhere and watch all those online. All these things are solved by an online systems of delivery. But still, I want to say in human-centered design. So you will get a lot of feeling in your mind. You will get a lot of things in your mind. Hey, என்னோட பெஞ்ச் ஏன் இப்படி இருக்கு? What should I do? Something it has to be flexible to me, right? உங்களுக்கு ஒரு flexible ஏதாவது இருக்கணும். அப்போ so let us comment. Okay, let us comment. What are the things you actually required in your bench? உங்க பெஞ்ச்ல என்னென்னலாம் இருந்தா உங்களால ஹாப்பியா 4 hours வந்து பெஞ்ச்ல கம்ஃபர்டபுளா உட்கார முடியும்? So this is the question now. Okay, and also please do comment in the chat box like whatever I'm asking. Okay, so that will be easy to me to get interacted much and much about the design thinking. Okay, so please let me know what are all the comfortable things which you required in a bench to sit more than 3 to 4 hours. Please give me an option or a wish in the chat box. So I'm just reading all your chat box messages. So உங்களுக்கு அந்த பெஞ்ச்ல என்னென்ன ப்ரொவிஷன் கொடுத்திருந்தா நீங்க நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து ஹாப்பியா கிளாஸ பெஞ்ச்ல உட்கார்ந்து லிசன் பண்ண முடியும். Okay, so this is the question. So you have to reply my questions. Okay, reply your wish and expectation to be present in the bench in the chat box. I'm just waiting to read your messages in the chat box. Just anything it may be. அது என்னவா கூட இருக்கலாம். Something it can be like to be simple example, I should get a snacks box in my bench so that I can take a snacks and eat whenever possible or whenever I want my snacks. So you can tell like I should have a snacks box provision in my table so that I can keep my snacks, biscuits, and when teacher not able to, when turn back to the board, I will take and eat those snacks. Yes, there is a reply from Leena. A bench to sit and balance our backbone. Okay, so it is like keeping a pushback. That is what you're trying to mean it, Leena. I hope, right? Yes, Indrajit is saying, my question is, why should we always sit and listen? Exactly. That's what my question too. There is nothing wrong. But in case if you lie and listen to the class, sometimes you will sleep. You're paying lot of money. That's great question, Indrajit, because a lot of creativity will comes out only if you question anyone. Definitely, we shall have a lot of discussion, Indrajit. And Priya is requesting a nice pillow thing, stuff to lean behind. Perfect. And snacks, small break from Janani. Okay, அப்பப்போ break விடணும். அவனை திருப்பி கூப்பிடுறது ரொம்ப கஷ்டமே students. All right, and some more like yes, a little bit of snacks or juices. Obviously, these are all your requirement, your mindset. Because ஒரு டிசைன் திங்கிங்கை பத்தி பேச வந்துட்டு ஒரு டிசைன் திங்கிங் பிரின்சிபலை நான் அப்ளை பண்ணலன்னு வைங்க, I'm not going to be a good design thinking team, right? So that is why I'm applying a design thinking, even getting your answers also. Correct? And some more, anyone want to say any more responses? Like, okay, எனக்கு என்ன யோசனை இருக்குதுன்னா, இப்போ ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டார்டிங்ல when I ask is it visible, more than 50 students are saying yes, it is visible. But when I ask the same question to them, okay, when I ask the same question to them, but I'm not getting a response. Because yes, even here I'm applying a design thinking and I understand students are worrying because of the fear of failure. நான் ஒருவேளை என்னோட ஆன்சர் தப்பா போயிருமோ, ஒருவேளை if I do any mistakes, will other do fun at me? Okay, these are all the things which actually stops the student to proceed and discuss a lot of things. Okay, even I have a solution for that problem also. We will be doing that exercises at the end of the session. Okay, I will just mesmerize you those things. All right, and some more reply, Indrajit, some physical activity in between the session may active our body. Exactly, because we are a little bit deviating from the bench, but still I want to connect it what exactly required. Okay, so when I talk about the human-centered design, I shadow an example of a bench, correct? Because student on the 4 hours cannot able to sit in a bench in an ideal position. Okay, some students may require a pillow to go back and keep our head rest, and someone will require push back. They can push back and stretch their legs, and they can sit. And someone will have a cushion for the bench to sit it properly, right? And someone will have a stretchable ones at 360-degree. Someone is required a food or a snacks, correct, which can be kept. There should be provision in the bench. So this is exactly called human centered. ஒருவரை நோக்கி, ஒருத்தரோட பிரச்சனையை நோக்கி ஒரு பொருள் நம்மளுக்கு வர்றது கிடையாது. Okay, the product, whatever it is coming into the market, is about their wish. That's clearly called as a business. But if a product suits all your requirement, okay, that's called as innovation. Okay, if your product suits all your requirements, suppose in case if you find a table which may have provision which you requested, okay, so that product is an innovative product. That is called a design thinking. Okay, so design thinking is a mindset which always a human centered one. They want to solve all the problem in an innovative method. Inga problem enna, sitting in a bench for a 3 to 4 hours, the bench is available, but it is not comfortable to the human center. It is not with an innovation. Okay, so that is why there are a lot of sofas came into the market where you can stretch your legs, you can lie down and watch TV, and you can sit for a longer. So design thinking will definitely gives way for an innovation and also to give a solution for understanding, okay, to solve the problems into the challenge. So this is called human centered design. So design thinking வந்து ஒரு human centered ஓட தான் இருக்கணும், right? It is not should be something I developed. இது என்னோட ப்ராடக்ட், வேணும்னா நீங்க வாங்கிக்கோங்க, இல்லைன்னா வேற இடத்துல போய் வாங்கிக்கங்க. This is not actually a design thinking product. Okay, so this is an ordinary business product which can be sold at all shop. But design thinking should be human centered, people oriented, right? எப்படி சொல்லணும்னா pure about the people. Be very simple, it to be very comfortable, okay, honest, and the design thinking starts with the people. Okay, நீங்க ஒருத்தரோட பிரச்சனைய உங்க பிரச்சனையா பாருங்க. Okay, this is where the place of start of design thinking. Okay, so I know because since I'm a little bit experienced on design thinking, I will always watch the problem. Even when Leena inviting Shweta to come up for the introduction about me, right? Where I found the problem of internet, okay, and Shweta is not able to communicate. I found that is the challenges. It is not a problem. I'm not thinking, ஐயோ என்ன Shweta பேசவே இல்லை, Shweta என்ன இப்படி பண்றாங்க. I never had it in my mind like that, because that is the problem. Okay, because infrastructure and internet is one of the problem. We have to look that problem as a chances for giving a solution. Okay, chances for giving a solution. So hereafter we will be taking all the things in an innovation way, and I will make you to think in a design thinking. Okay, and there is one more reply in the chat box. Why can't benches be in a creative manner like some quotes written on the desk, which gives us instant motivation that lead to little bit. Yes, Priya started to think in a design thinking approach. Yes, Priya, you're great, and you're just joining hands with me, and you started to think in the way of design thinking. It is nothing wrong when we have a bench. Why don't we create your benches like that with your permission? Like if we give a proper quotes and a beautiful designs in your benches, then you will be feel self-motivated, and whoever is sitting at the bench can be self-motivated. Even that can be patented, that can be designed, and you will learn a lot of money out of that. There are a lot of things that okay, and thank you Priya. So let me take into the design thinking in the people centered. So இப்போ உங்களுக்கு ஒரு 5% of design thinking where you have to start only with the people. Okay, don't think for a business, don't think like the number of product. Okay, always think about the people. நீங்க கொடுக்க போற சொல்யூஷன் பீப்புளை ஓரியன்ட் பண்ணதா தான் இருக்கணும். ஓகே, மக்களோட பிரச்சனையை சால்வ் பண்றது பொருளா தான் இருக்கணும். Okay, that's exactly called as the design thinking starts with. All right. Yes. One more example to make you much experience in the design thinking. Okay. This is actually a video. Okay, this is actually video, but where Microsoft Teams will not support to play a video. This will take a lot of distractions while we playing a video. So I'll just explain as a story, and where I will be sharing those video to your department, and sir will share it with you, and you can watch it out. Okay. As of now, I will just share you a story on how Volkswagen applied design thinking here. Okay. So assume this is a mall. Okay, one of the mall in a Coimbatore or anywhere in Chennai, whatever it is, you can take it the place where your hometown is available. So this is how the mall structure will looks. They will provide us elevator. They will also provide the footsteps. But think it of how many of us are using the footsteps. Okay, even it is a good for health if we walk in the footsteps or walk on the footsteps. But still, we prefer the elevator to travel into the malls to the floors, right? 99% of people will prefer the elevator. It will gives a lot of excitement, happiness, and to the first traveler. For example, நீங்க இன்னைக்கு தான் first time elevatorல போறீங்கன்னா, you will be excited and you will feel very happy to travel in the elevator. But the company want to apply the design thinking over the elevator because 99% are using the elevator. Think it of the electricity bills. So much of people traveling, even they purchase or they do not purchase, they will be going up and they will be coming back with the help of an elevator. So what happened now? The mall person want to apply design thinking, want to have a solution for the problem because I should make the people to travel in footsteps also, and sometimes in the elevators also. So he asked a design thinking consultant to give a solution for this. Okay, the design thinking consultant started watching more than a hour by standing there, and he's just watching why people are so excited to travel in the elevator அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ரொம்ப பார்த்துட்டே இருக்காரு மக்கள் வர்றத. சில பேர் வர்றாங்க, அவங்கனால நடக்கவே முடியும். They're just keeping because noise. I think someone is in mute. All right, it's ready. They cannot able to எப்படி சொல்றதுன்னா அந்த ஒரு ஹாப்பினஸ் when they traveling அந்த இடத்துல எலிவேட்டர்ல போகும்போது they are so happy. அந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் குழந்தைகள் எல்லாம் தூக்கி வைக்கிறது, குழந்தைங்க பயத்துல ஒரு சந்தோஷமா பாக்குறது, பேரண்ட்ஸ் கிராண்ட் பேரண்ட்ஸ் பயந்துட்டே கால வைக்கிறது, அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு எக்ஸைட்டிங் என்விரான்மெண்டா இருக்கிறனால they always prefer the elevator. So he want to apply a design thinking here. அப்போ அந்த எக்ஸைட்மெண்ட் தான் இங்க ஒரு விஷயம் நான் உங்களுக்கு புரிய ஆரம்பிச்சது. They found that excitement is the root cause for people to travel over here. Okay, he got an opportunity to provide an alternative excitement to the elevator. So what they did know, Volkswagen, they're actually Volkswagen have created a new footsteps parallel to the elevator. And the footstep என்ன பண்ணாங்கன்னா piano மாதிரி they made it to a structure like a piano. We all know piano, right? It will like a long table, all English channels, English movies have that piano structure. And when we press, we will get a music out of that, right? So they just provide an innovative solution here. All footsteps is like a piano keys. அந்த ஃபுட் ஸ்டெப்ஸ் எல்லாம் ரிமூவ் பண்ணிட்டு அந்த இடத்துல பியானோ கீஸ் மாதிரி ஒரு ஃபுட் ஸ்டெப்பை டெவலப் பண்ணாங்க. ஒரு 2 பேர் அதுல டிராவல் பண்ணாங்க. they just travel for a 2% traveled there. When they walking on the footsteps, it started alarming, it started producing the pleasant sounds, correct? So automatically when other hears that sounds, they will also started to travel over the footsteps because on the piano sounds they were enjoying by walking. They are jumping, the lovers are going, the grandparents are going, students are growing, like every one of them have changed their mind from the elevator into the footsteps, which is designed with a piano structure, where if you walk you will get a piano sound. So this is a mindset. Yes, so design thinking is a mindset. It provides an innovative solution. We just trying to change over our thinking methodology. Okay, can be into the footsteps. Yes, so this is one of the example of mindsets and innovative to understand about how design thinking gave this problem solving solution. So automatically the mall employee, mall person have reduced with the electricity cost of usage of the elevator and people turned into the footsteps. Correct? This is one of the examples. So I hope by looking on the example, you will be a little bit excited. Okay, you will be excited to watch or to know how a design thinking starts to work, right? So it is not a magic. Okay, it is not a magic, and also not tough. Okay, it's a very, very simple process where we fail to do in all our problems. Okay, நம்ம ப்ராப்ளம்ல நம்ம ஃபெயில் பண்ணக்கூடிய இடம் தான் இது. அதை சிம்பிளா they have made into a little bit structured one. Okay, how the design thinking can be applied. So the design thinking with different stages. Okay, I'll be explaining you one by one with lot of example. Okay, so the design thinking works with the 5 stages. Okay, only 5 stages. So the first stage is called empathize, and the second one is define, and third one is ideate, and fourth one is prototype, and fifth one is test. Okay, you may have something in your mind, even professors have, even students have. Hey, this is how I am doing a project. Then how can it gives an innovative solution? என்னோட ஃபைனல் இயர் ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸும் நான் இப்படி தான் பண்ணேன். But it is not giving an innovative solution. Yes, you did the project the same method, but not with the first 2 stages. You have completely neglected the first 2 stages of design thinking, and you directly entered into the last 3 stages of design thinking. So that is why you are not getting any innovative solution. Okay, initially I was talking about the people oriented, right? Human centered. So where we missed out in all our projects, all our mini projects, that human centered design, we directly get into the ideate stage. We will frame an idea, we will prototype it, and we will test and making it a kit and presentation. So this is where our project system fails. Okay, so I strongly recommend to start with a project or to start with any problem solutions or anything from the stage, because that is one of the beautiful sense of a design thinking. Okay, that is the beautiful mindset, that is the beautiful method that gives you a lot of innovative ways. All right, so idhula pathina, sometimes we will go like a process by process. First we will empathize, then we will define, and third we will ideate. Okay, so ideas will be many number of ideas, but where we can change all our ideas in the last 3 stages. Okay, prototype panni paakalam. Even if our idea not works well, then we will again go back to the idea and we will reframe the idea, and we will be again prototyping it. Prototyping is nothing but a project, a small lab project or a model which we can use it out, right? So let me explain every process and every stages detailedly, so that you will get a lot of insights. Okay, how the design thinking gives you an innovation in empathy stage. Okay, so empathy is one of the important factor. Okay, empathy is one of the important factor, because before we do anything, before we do a project, before we get a problem, okay, we should empathize. Okay, இந்த எம்பத்தைஸ்க்கும் சிம்பத்தைஸ்க்கும் 2 differences இருக்குங்க. There is a little bit difference about the empathy and sympathy. Lot of sympathy are here. Okay, lot of people in the world are sympathies, but we have only limited empathized people. So let me share an example to understand, make you understand about empathy and sympathy. Okay, for example, you and your friend are walking in the road. Okay, we are walking in the road. Suddenly your friend got accident. Okay, this is just for a name shake, so don't curse me or don't scold me like when I'm talking about your friend. Okay, when suddenly your friend met with an accident in the road while you were walking. Okay, few category of friend will start to cry. ஐயோ என் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு இப்படி ஆயிடுச்சே, என்ன பண்றதுன்னு தெரியலையே சொல்லி they started to cry. Okay, that is exactly called sympathy. ஐயையோ இப்படி ஆயிடுச்சேன்னு புலம்புறது வந்து it's called as sympathy. Okay, the same friend, if we found the friend is met with an accident, suddenly, hey, I should call an ambulance, அவனுக்கு ரொம்ப வலிக்கும், உடனே ஆம்புலன்ஸ் எடுத்துட்டு போய் நம்ம ஆப்ரேட் பண்ணணும், or else he will be paining lot, அவனுக்கு பெயின் கில்லர்ஸ் கொடுக்கணும், I have to do something to him அப்படின்னு ஆக்ஷன்ஸா மாறி, just an action into the role, action into the role to get rid out of the problems of him. Because நம்மளுக்கும் அப்படிதான் வலிக்கும். அவனுக்கு எப்படி வலிக்கும் தெரியுமா, கால் உடஞ்சிருச்சு. ஸோ அவனுக்கு என்ன ப்ரெஷர்ல இருந்தா அவன் திருப்பி ஃபேக்கல்ட்டியை திட்டிருப்பான் தெரியுமா. திஸ் இஸ் நார்மலி வில் ஹேப்பன். அவனுக்கு எவ்வளவு கோவம் இருந்தா அந்த இடத்துல என்ன ஃபயர் பண்ணியிருப்பான் தெரியுமா. தட் பெயின் அவனுக்கு தான் புரியும். ஸோ தட் இஸ் எக்ஸாக்ட்லி கால்ட் as a empathy. Okay. So the first stage of any problems, when you want to see the problems as a solution, you must do the empathy. Okay. So empathy have different process and different thoughts process. நிறைய இருக்குங்க. இப்ப சில பேர் உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது பிரச்சனை இருந்தா சொல்லுங்க, நான் சால்வ் பண்ணி தரேன் எம்பத்தி வழியா அப்படின்னு நான் சொன்னேன்னு வைங்க. ஸோ நீங்க என்ன சொல்லுவீங்க, சார் எங்க வீட்டுல ஏசி கொஞ்சம் கூலிங் கம்மியா வருது, இந்த ப்ராப்ளத்துக்கு ஒரு சொல்யூஷன் கொடுக்குறீங்களா அப்படின்னு கேட்பீங்க. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி கொஸ்டின்ஸும் நம்மளுக்கு வரும். We will also get these kind of challenges in the empathy stage. Another example to make it very clear, understand on empathy, sometimes you will go and ask leave to your faculty member. Correct? Hostel student இருந்தா, மேடம் எனக்கு 2 days leave வருது, I should have 1 more day leave அப்படின்னு அதை வந்து like how we say, one of the best student இருந்தா professors will directly approve. But think it of the assignment position. உங்களுக்கு ஒரு homework தராங்க, right? When you go and say your professor is asking, hey, why you didn't submit your assignment on time? Okay, நீங்க வந்து சார் என் பாட்டி செத்துட்டாங்க சார், அதனால தான் சார் homework submit பண்ணல. Like when you share that, okay, ஐயோ பாட்டி செத்துட்டாங்களா, சரிப்பா போப்பா அப்படின்னு அந்த professor சொன்னா, that's a sympathy. Okay. But when the same professor is asking you, when did this happen, how did she, where is her home அப்படின்னு ஒரு 10 கொஸ்டின் உங்களை எம்பத்தைஸ் பண்ணாங்கன்னா a real problem will come out. முன்முரணா பதில் சொல்லி மாட்டிக்குவீங்க. கரெக்ட்? If it is a true, you will be giving a clear information. If it is not true, then you will get hold. So this is how the empathy should be done in all aspects. அது ப்ராப்ளமா இருக்கலாம், கிளாஸ் ரூமா இருக்கலாம், wherever it is, you have to do your empathy. So empathy is like a questionnaire கூட சொல்லலாம். You have to think others problem as your problem. Okay, you should go to them. Okay, you should go to them and talk to them. Okay, you have to ask them to describe with a story. அவங்கள கதையா சொல்லணும், அப்பதான் உங்களுக்கு புரியும். So that is why I mentioned here as encourage to tell the stories. Okay, don't ask for the solution. அவங்க கிட்டயே கேட்காதீங்க, let me give a solution, நீங்க கொடுங்கன்னு கேட்க கூடாது. So you have to understand the problem very, very. It should suit the 4 conditions which is shown here. You should ask them to say the problem. You should think about the problem. You should feel the problem as yours. And also, you should go there and experience the problem as like the customer who experienced those problems. Okay. Another example is like, இப்போ ஒருத்தங்களுக்கு வந்து சார் 8 மணி நேரம் வந்து வேலை செய்யறது எவ்வளவு கஷ்டம் தெரியுமா அப்படின்னு ஒருத்தங்க சொன்னாங்கன்னா, நீங்க உடனே அதை பிளைண்டா பிலீவ் பண்ணக்கூடாது. ஸோ வாட் யூ ஹேவ் டு டூ, you have to go there and you have to stand for an 8 hours and you have to get that pain. Okay, then you should come to a conclusion, yes, this is a real problem, what he told is correct. அப்போ நிறைய இடத்துல வந்து ரியல் ப்ராப்ளம் வந்து வர்றதில்லை. நிறைய எக்ஸாம்பிள் எப்படி சொல்றதுன்னா, we sometimes get fooled with the empathy. The soap sellers, right, we using a soap, right, hammam, அது இது என்னென்னமோ நிறைய இருக்கு of soaps. When I go to the shop, they're asking me 300 rupees for a soap. Okay, and the soap example பாத்தீங்கன்னா, they had reached the market of soap because it will kill the germs. Correct? அப்படிதான் வந்து மார்க்கெட்ல கொடுத்தாங்க, இது வந்து ஜெர்ம்ஸை கொல்லும் அப்படின்னா அது எம்பத்தி பண்ணி கொடுத்தாங்க. ஓகே, நம்ம ஜெர்ம்ஸ் எல்லாம் கொண்டுரும், then our body will be healthy and hygiene அப்படின்னு நினைச்சு we purchase a soap. கொஞ்ச நாள் கழிச்சு என்ன பண்ணாங்கன்னா, அதே சோப் செல்லர் வந்து இந்த சோப்பை வந்து நீங்க 2 பேர் யூஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா அவங்க கிட்ட இருக்கிற ஜெர்ம்ஸ் வந்து உங்களுக்கு வந்துடும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. என்னடா இது, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து ஜெர்ம்ஸை கில் பண்ணணும் தான் சோப்பை கொடுத்தாங்க. இப்போ என்னடான்னா, ஒருத்தர் யூஸ் பண்ண சோப்பை இன்னொருத்தர் யூஸ் பண்ணா ஜெர்ம்ஸ் டிரான்ஸ்மிட் ஆகும் அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. Then we found out empathy has to be done very clear before they get into the market. Okay, that was their little bit failure to them. They want to increase their sales and they're telling in a different way. So we should understand the problems at first. So if in the problems புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா சொல்யூஷன் வரும். Okay, I do not know whether you have started your final year projects. Are you started your projects? Can anyone confirm me in the chat box? Like, have you started the project? Any final years here? Any idea about your projects? All right. So let me get a time and to watch it out. So நீங்க வந்து first வந்து you have to find out the problems. ஆல்ரெடி அவைலபிள் இருக்கிற ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் இல்ல, நீங்க கண்ணால பார்க்கும்போது உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சுக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், இஃப் யூ கோ அண்ட் சிட் அட் தி பஸ் ஸ்டாப், ஒரு பஸ் ஸ்டாப்ல போய் ஒரு 1 hour உட்கார்றீங்கன்னு வைங்க. ஓகே, தென் யூ வாட்ச் அவுட் ஆல் த பஸ் அண்ட் டிராவல் எவர் ஹேப்பன்ஸ் இன் தி ரோட், ரைட்? ரோட்ல என்னென்னலாம் டிராவல் ஆகுது, ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கும். தேர் வில் பி பிக் பஸ்ஸஸ், சவுண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கும், ஹார்ன் இருக்கும், சில பேர் பஸ்ல தொங்கிட்டு வருவாங்க, சில பேர் பஸ் ஸ்டாண்ட்ல வந்து பஸ்ஸுக்கு வழி தெரியாம இருப்பாங்க, இந்த பஸ் எங்க போகுதுங்க அப்படின்னு கேட்பாங்க, ரைட்? And someone will pickpocket will come into the bus stop. There are many problems are there. Okay, don't think that a very bigger problems will gives you a lot of innovation. Even a simple problem will gives you an innovation, right? So the empathy is very important stage to find out the problem. நீங்க ப்ராப்ளம் செலக்ட் பண்றக்கே இப்படிதான் யோசிக்கணும். But what we normally do in our projects is like we directly go and we will search internet and we will find lot of projects in the project center and we will decide it is a project. Don't do that. You will never develop when you get project title directly from the project center. Do an empathy. Go to the public. Go to the traffic. Ask the traffic inspector what are all the problems you are facing. Ask to the mall. Ask to the security. Ask to the farmer. Ask to the how we call police. Ask to the military. Ask to the neighborhood who are living near you. They will tell a lot of problems. So those problems will be your solutions. So அப்படி ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம்ஸை வந்து ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட் ஆகிடுங்க. Go to the industry, ask them what is their problem. Then they will be giving you a lot of stories and do all these empathy mapping. You will get an idea of what project you should do for this final year. Okay, so I hope I have made you very clear about empathy and sympathy. Okay, so let me go on to the this is covered already on our discussions. Okay, so few products which comes out of the revolution, okay, comes out of the design thinking and empathy. இந்த empathy பண்ணனால தான் இந்த ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் வெளியே சக்சஸ் ஆயிருக்குது. பிகாஸ் they empathize the customers. ஃப்ளிப்கார்ட்டோட கஸ்டமர்ஸ் என்னன்னா, வாட் ஆர் த ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் யூ ஆர் ஃபேசிங் வென் யூ கோ டு த ஷாப் அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, ஒரு கஸ்டமர் வந்து சொன்னாரு ஃப்ளிப்கார்ட்டுக்கு, நான் டிராவல் பண்ணணும், ஐ ஹவ் டு கெட் ரெட், ஐ ஹவ் டு டேக் அ பாத், ஐ ஹவ் டு டூ அ பிக் மேக்கப். That too, boys and girls, you already well know about it, right? And say, assume you are going to purchase a saree, okay, to a Sridevi in a Coimbatore. You will take a lot of time to make up yourself, and you have to take a car, okay, you have to put up petrol, you have to travel in a traffic, and then you enter into the shop. You will find a lot of crowds in the shop, okay. You all know the crowds of Sridevi, right? And you have something in your mind, but the seller will show only limited designs of saree. You will keep on asking him to show another. Likewise, you will be asking. But sometimes the seller will hesitate. நீங்க முதல் வாங்குறீங்களா இல்லையா, சும்மா டிசைனை மட்டும் கேட்கக்கூடாது அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. That time we will get anger, போடா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு we will go somewhere. Again the time takes, seller will do such things. So இந்த ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் எல்லாம் எம்பத்தைஸ் பண்ணனால தான் தி ஃப்ளிப்கார்ட், ஓகே, இந்த மாதிரி ஃப்ளிப்கார்ட், அமேசான் இதெல்லாம் வெளியே வந்ததுக்கான காரணம். பிகாஸ் தே டிட் அ ஹியூமன் சென்டர்ட் டிசைன், human centered one. They just not did any projects just for a namesake. They wanted to have a revolutionary insight with the help of empathy. So your empathy will give you an idea for a problem, idea for a solution, idea for a project, idea for everything. Okay, so the design thinking is not limited with one end. It can be applied to 360 degrees. All right, so you will be hearing all those problems via empathy, but you have to say whether this problem is only to a single person or to the community of people. Okay, now minadi sonna example madri, if someone is saying you, hey, I cannot sit without AC, I cannot live without AC, if that is a problem, you cannot empathize them, because you know that is the problem only to that person, not to the all. So you have to define, after doing empathy, you have to define it whether this problem is applicable to all or to only one person. If it is a one person, then don't do that project or don't do that idea, because it is a human centered. When you do any product, so that can be sold on the market, which should help everyone. So you have to use 5 W's in the problem. Eppadi vandadu, where, how, when. Okay, what is that problem? To whom it is the problem? Where the problem exists? Why the problem exists? You also have to do these things in the defined stage. Okay, the first stage is empathy, and the second one is defined stage. So when you have questions via questioning method or interview method or on visit and talking discussion, you will come to a conclusion. Yes, the defined stage will definitely how we say, to prioritize the empathy, comes into a conclusion. Yes, defining the problem. Yes, it is a problem. அப்படின்னு நீங்க டிஃபைன் பண்றதுக்கான ஒரு ஸ்டேஜ் தான் this defined stage. All right. So where here you have to ask a lot of questions. What your teacher will do when you say my grandma is not well. Where is your grandma? Who is your grandma? Why your grandma is not well? What happened to it? So this is the questions normally the professors will ask you in the viva, right? என்ன ப்ராப்ளம் இதுல எப்படி வந்துச்சு? How can you say what is this problem? They will be questioning you, right? So because they want to come to a conclusion, yes, this is the problem, this is the solution, right? So the second stage is define. So empathy பண்றீங்க, then you have to define it, and you have to make the third one is the ideate. Okay, so you have to find out an idea, right? Problems இருக்கு, அதுக்கு 1000 solutions இருக்கும். You can get it 1000 solution for a, but which solution I should use? Correct? The same Swiggy, okay, the same example of Swiggy, not used an Android app. Okay, if they're not idea of using an Android app, definitely they will not be into the success. அவங்க அந்த இடத்துல ஆண்ட்ராய்டு ஆப் மட்டும் அவங்க போகாம வெறும் வெப் டெவலப்மெண்ட்ல மட்டுமே இருந்திருந்தாங்கன்னா definitely they market success, because every one of us have a smartphone. Okay, they have a problem by empathizing, but they targeted the Android app as the solution, innovative solution to order the food at any time, because you are all holding the smartphones. So on the success varnuna, the ideation to be very proper. Okay, the ideation எத்தனையோ வழி இருக்கு. ஸ்விக்கியை வந்து வெப்சைட்ல கொடுத்துருக்கலாம், ஸ்விக்கியை வந்து ஃபோன் கால்ஸ்ல சொல்லியிருக்கலாம், ஜஸ்ட் ஃபோன் டு ஸ்விக்கி அண்ட் யூ வில் கெட் அன் ஆர்டர் அப்படின்னு கூட சொல்ல முடியும். பட் தே நெவர் டிட். தே ஜஸ்ட் வென்ட் டு அன் ஆண்ட்ராய்ட் அண்ட் தே கேவ் சேம் ஃபீல் இன் தி பிக்சர் பை ஆர்டர் ஃபார் அன் ஆர்டர். அங்கே ஒரு பிரியாணி இருக்கும், சிக்கன் பிரியாணி, ரைட்? ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் வி கேன் டேக் அ பெஹ்ரூஸ் பிரியாணி, ரைட்? ஐ லவ் பிரியாணி, ஸோ ஐ ஆல்வேஸ் யூஸ் டு சே தி எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஆஃப் பிரியாணி. பெஹ்ரூஸ் பிரியாணியோட பிக்சரை பார்த்தாலே பெஹ்ரூஸ் பிரியாணியை வாங்கணும்னு தோணும், because they made the designs and structure which can be able to see in the Android app. Hey, we can do this அப்படின்னு சொல்லி வாங்க முடியும். So the collection of idea is the first stage of ideation. Okay, you may have plenty of ideas. For example, if you have 1,000 idea, please list down all 1,000 idea, right? Please list down all 1,000 ideas in a single book or a single page. Then you prioritize it. Okay, which idea I can, okay, which idea can go ahead அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நீங்க prioritize பண்ணணும். Okay, so you have to compare each and everything. You have to brainstorm with your friends, you have to brainstorm yourself. Okay, you have to visualize it. இப்படி இருந்தா எப்படி இருக்கும்? If suppose I'm using this idea, how the market will be, how the people they use, அப்படின்னு நீங்களே வந்து உங்களுக்குள்ள you can take it to your friends, you can take it to your professors, you can take it to your public, you can take it to your parents. You can get a lot of ideas from the mentors, right? So that is why mentors are allocated for proposing your innovation. ஒரு சின்ன எக்ஸாம்பிள்ங்க, நான் வந்து I told you, no, I'm an electrical engineer. I took 15 minutes to solve one problem by applying the engineering principles. Okay, I took 11 to 12 steps to solve a problem in the board at the classroom. I'm talking about before COVID. The student just solved in a 4 step and showing me the answer, and I was shocked. Hey, அப்போ எனக்கு புரிஞ்சிருச்சு 4 ஸ்டெப்லயே போடுறான், நான் 11 ஸ்டெப்ஸ்ல போட்டிருக்கேன். an ordinary teacher what they will do, 4 ஸ்டெப்ல எல்லாம் போட்டா மார்க் நீ 11 ஸ்டெப் போடு அப்பதான் உனக்கு மார்க் கிடைக்கும்னு சொல்லிடுவாங்க. கரெக்ட்? பட் the same way I was asking him, can you please explain how did you solve in a simple 4 step அப்படின்னு கிளாஸ் ரூம்ல எல்லாத்தையும் முன்னாடியுமே கேட்டோம். he explained in a superb way, but அது இன்னொரு இடத்துல போய் that's getting blocked. Okay, so then I again taught them where your success and where you will get failure. Okay, but I'm not stop the ideas which is generated from the student, because idea generation is very very important. Idea may be very simple, but the powerful ideas will comes out of a student brains. And a student oda brain pathina it will be very sharp. Adu whomever it is, first bench student or it may be last bench student, okay, or the topper or the most number of arrear, that is not, brain will not think all those areas and everything. Okay, your motivations, your forward running will gives you a lot about the ideas. யாருக்கு வேணாலும் எப்படி வேணாலும் தோணும். whenever you get an idea, please make a note of it. Please keep a diary for your idea. Okay, you do not know, okay, you do not know, the ideas will gives you a powerful way. I was applying for one of the seed fund in my institution about mosquito. Everyone is doing a liquid repellent and everything, but when I express the same thing to the mosquito machine, I'm not using any repellent, I'm not using anything, I'm just making a smell which the mosquitoes like. Okay, I was just proposing to my institution once. All had a laugh and fun at me. Hey, what are you coming and showing me a project? It is a very simple one, man. You try for some other. So this was the reply actually came to me. But after a week, you know what happened? I just read the newspaper article in Hindu. I was shocked. An IIT is collaborating and doing the same project worth of 5 crore rupees. I was shocked. Hey, I proposed the same idea before a week. Now IIT proposing the idea after a week. So I am the greatest mind than the IIT. But your ideas were stopped. So அதனால என்னன்னா அது ஸ்டாப் ஆயிட்டு போகட்டும். Whatever the criticism will comes, do not lose your ideas. Just write down all those ideas and keep it with you. Okay. So then prioritize which is best, which is not best, which can be more best. இது மாதிரி நிறைய பேர்த்துக்கிட்ட அதை ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க. Okay, who are your well wishers? Okay, share to your well wishers and get their idea and get their solutions also. They will also be proposing. Okay, so this is called mentoring. So you will be fixing all your ideas, okay, into a one solution, one or two solution of idea, so which will give you the best insight. And the next stage in the design thinking, yes, the next stage in the design thinking is prototyping. Okay, prototyping is making a model. Okay, making a model, a mini project or a mini model which you can do and show to them. It is not required that every time you have to do a 3D design, every time you have to do a coding, every time you have to do it. For a simple example to understand the power of prototype, okay, if you want to build a building, new building, right, if you want to have a new building, then you shall ask your engineers to design it the way you like. பிளான்ல காமிச்சிருவாங்க, பட் பில்டிங் கட்ட கட்ட பில்டிங் வேற மாதிரி ஆயிரும். கரெக்ட்? பட் தி இன்ஜினியர் கேன் டூ ஒன் திங். Engineer can build a small paper model or a 3D design model, and they can show you this is how your building will come. Okay, in case if you do not like the structure, please comment which one is not required, so that he will start sketching and do it. Ida pannama directly, if the engineer goes for a building after 50 lakhs and the building goes wrong, then we cannot bear those expenses. So that is why prototyping is a powerful method. You don't come in a prototype, just do a small model, okay, like a paper model or a chart or a structure. In the IT words, it can be called as a forms, right? Scratches, sheets. For example, if you're designing a website, then you will be doing a scratch in a chart, right? So this is how your page will come. This is how your options will come. This is how your tab will come. That is exactly a prototyping, right? I may hope at least now I gave an IT example for creating a forms and the web layout and how it looks, what color it will come, everything in a sketching, right? So sketching is a beautiful tool, and storytelling is also a beautiful tool for expressing any communication. All right. So we have to do prototype. If after doing a prototype, what we will do, we will test it. Okay, in case if we test performance are not good, okay, then we will again come to the idea part. We will redefine the idea, and again we'll do the prototype and test it. Okay, so all these three will be normally we do it in our project, but where we missed out the first two stages, an important crucial stage of any problems, we are missing out, and that is why we not able to get any problems in mind, innovative problems in our mind. எல்லாமே பழைய ப்ராப்ளம்ஸா இருக்கு. உங்க மைண்ட்ல வரும் ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம், அது 10 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடியே they would have give you, then you may think that 10 years I'm a backward. The problems, real problems will come only if you empathize. So that is why I told you the stages are defined like the 5 stages. If you apply these 5 stages in a very clear way, you will get a best problem solution in an innovation way. Out of these experience, I would like to show one more example. Okay, just to make you understand. Okay, I'm not going to take much of your time. Just make you understand 2-3 examples. So we have a undial. We always use undial, but we never know how much money we are keeping inside it. So here is a technology of design thinking, where whenever you're putting a coins into your undial, you will come to know how much amount is stored. Here the design thinking. We have a battery. Normally we get it for a 10 rupees. We use it and we will throw it in our surrounding, where the environment will have a lot of impact. But where it is a rechargeable battery, an idea, an empathizing problem gives the solution of battery. And third one here, you see, இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் எல்லாத்துக்கும் வருங்க. அதுவும் வெளியில வந்துச்சுன்னா ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கும் இந்த ப்ராப்ளம். Okay, we always like dipping a biscuit into a milk or a coffee or a tea and we will eat, right? Sometimes if we dip, that will fall inside our coffee, milk. அப்புறம் என்ன பண்ணுவோம், we will dip our finger inside the coffee. Sometimes it will get heat. Okay? We will take out and we will drink it out with the same condition. So this problem was empathized by a person and he developed an equipment. See, an equipment which an Oreo biscuit can be dipped inside the milk and can be taken out and eat. இது பாத்தீங்க புரியுதுல உங்களுக்கு, அப்படியே பிஸ்கட்ஸ் மாதிரி வச்சு எடுக்கிறது. This is also a design thinking, right? வழிகளை மாற்றி யோசிப்பது, சிந்தனையை மாற்றுவது, redefining the ways, renovate the ideas because of the empathy. அங்க எம்பத்தி பண்ணிருக்காங்க. என்னோட பிஸ்கெட் உடஞ்சிரும். In case if it is in a public, I cannot dip my hand inside my coffee. Someone will watch and laugh at me. That's not a good body language, right? So these are all product. And one more product. Let us assume your toothbrush is talking. Hey, it's a time to brush. This much amount you have brushed. This much time you have brushed. And all those datas in your right? All more datas in your line. Assume that how a technology with an ideation stage and a best empathy, kids-க்குலாம் இதை கொடுத்தீங்கன்னு வைங்க, கிட்ஸ்க்கு ஈஸியா இருக்கும். Kids, if you ask the kids to brush, they will just do 1 or 2 wipe and they will put it out. And if we ask, yes mama, I have brushed it, no worry, அப்படின்னு சொல்லிடுவாங்க. Then there will be a problem. For kids brush, there will be a record to the parent. They will be watching how much time the kid used to brush and how much germs, how much data, and everything will be there. So here, சிந்தனையை மாத்திட்டாங்க, சிந்தனையை மாற்றி அமைச்சிருக்காங்க. I will also show you another example. Just give me a minute. I don't know where I kept it. I'll just share one more example to understand exactly much number of design thinking. Where it was shown to another campus. Okay, the same slide only, one more example which I would like to show. Yeah, here it's available. And this is one revolutionary product on design thinking. You know, there was a place called Rajasthan. They always used to travel 5 kilometers to fetch a water. Water scarcity நிறைய இருக்கு. They travel a lot of times. Assume that உங்க நார்மல் குடத்தை எவ்வளவு தூக்க முடியும்? தலையில ஒண்ணு, left hand and right hand. You can carry up to 3 jugs to carry a water. But they will feel a lot of pain when they travel. தலையில வச்சுட்டு வரது எவ்வளவு கஷ்டம் தெரியுமா? They will have a lot of pain. So the company, Nilkamal company, had empathized the persons. Okay, they have empathized it. And they did an empathy, how much they feel, how much they pain. Design thinking idea, they have developed this roller. Okay, this roller can be pushed or pulled, can carry even 25 to 30 liters of water, and they will not get much pain. They are not carrying it; they're just pulling it or pushing it. Okay, see, you can able to see how the product is designed. An idea, an innovation, a simple thought. இந்த ப்ராடக்ட் இருந்தா கண்டிப்பா 5 kilometers travel பண்றவங்க definitely they will come to take this product as a purchase. Business ஆகவும் you will get a succeed, human centered ஆகவும் you will get succeed, an innovative solution also you will get it. Okay, finally you will grow, people will grow, அவங்க ப்ராப்ளமும் சால்வ் ஆகுது, நீங்களும் பிசினஸ்ல you can grow up. Okay, so இதுல யாரோ ஒருத்தர் ரெண்டு பேருமே grow ஆனாதான் it's called as a win-win policy, where the design thinking will gives you a win-win policy. Alright, so இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய ரெவல்யூஷனரி ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் வருது. ஈவன் சின்ன சின்ன விஷயம், ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஃபார்மர், இஃப் யூ டேக் அ ஃபார்மர், தே யூஸ் அ கிளவுஸ் டு டேக் இட் அவுட் அ லேடிஸ் ஃபிங்கர் அவுட். ஓகே, சம்டைம்ஸ் தே வில் கெட் அ பெயின் wound in their hand, sometimes they have to run, they have to feed their cows and goats. They have a lot of problems, the world have plenty of problems, but where we are not looking the problems actually. ஓகே, அந்த ப்ராப்ளம்ஸை பார்க்காதனால தான் நம்மளுக்கு வந்து இந்த மாதிரி பிரச்சனைகள்லாம் வருது. ஸோ ஐம் டேம் ஷுர் வென் யூ அப்ளை தீஸ் டிசைன் திங்கிங் 5 stages in a proper way. Okay, it cannot be done in a one day. It can take a time. Okay, technology you will know, like AI, AR, VR, IoT, and everything is ruling the world, right? 3D printing, even this can be done in a 3D printing. Okay, technology, the world trending technology is of 7 to 8 technologies as of now, where you can use any one of the technology and you can do it in affordable cost. Like every human, I mean person, people living in the country will get benefit out of when you do the design thinking projects. I hope definitely this design thinking, okay, will give you an insight about the design thinking fundamentals. And there are, you may ask me, what is your success? What are the people's success? Okay, these are all the companies actually they're doing a design thinking. PepsiCo is doing, Nike is doing, Tata Motors is doing, Apple is doing, IBM is doing, Google is doing. You know, Google, how they apply design thinking. Other multinational companies are always ask us to post our resumes for a recruitment. Okay, they will ask us to register, but Google never do. Google can take a data from Google. Okay, Google can take a data from Google and directly they will give a call letter to the person. This is one of the design thinking, right? Where is design thinking? IBM is doing, Apple is doing, Apple doing design thinking in 2007 itself. Okay, Tata Motors, Pepsi. One more example on applying a design thinking, which I would like to quote. Colgate and Pepsodent, those are good brands. Okay, they're just selling all the product to the people. It's everywhere. They want to apply design thinking and increase the sales. The sales manager is thinking, I should apply design thinking to improve the sales of Pepsodent or Colgate paste. அப்ப யோசிச்சாங்க, எப்படிடா நம்ம சேல்ஸ் இன்க்ரீஸ் பண்றது அப்படின்னு யோசிச்சே இருக்கும்போது எல்லா குவாலிட்டி எல்லாமே கொடுத்தாச்சு. சடன்லி தி காட் அன் ஐடியா ஆஃப் எம்பத்தைசிங். எப்படி பேஸ்ட் சீக்கிரமா தீருது, குழந்தைகள்லாம் சாப்பிடுது. திஸ் இஸ் த வே தே ஸ்டார்டட் திங்க். அப்பதான் உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சது, பேஸ்டோட நாசில பெருசு பண்ணா சேல்ஸ் அதிகமாகும்னு அவங்க புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டாங்க. when we increase the nozzle of a paste, then we cannot give a little bit. அம்தனாலே நிறைய வந்துரும் வெளியே பேஸ்ட். ஸோ சீக்கிரமா தீந்துரும், மறுபடியும் வாங்க ஆரம்பிச்சிருவாங்க. ஸோ the design thinking applied in this sales also. So it is not limited with anything. Okay, it is everywhere the design thinking works out. Every stages the design thinking can be taken. Okay, every place we can apply. Okay, everything is a simple of design thinking, right? So இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய இருக்குது இந்த design thinkingல, but only thing is we have to explore a lot and lot. So do you know my role? I am applying this design thinking, okay, empathy in my curriculum, teaching and learning. We are the team working on the topmost curriculum development at SNSInstitution. We empathize student every time. We get all our problems. நீங்க சொன்னீங்க பாத்தீங்களா, our benches are creative. Yes, if we get a feedback, then we will also working on the benches to have an innovation. We will have a trial, we will test it, we will have a sample out of it, then we will ask them to throw it out. Okay, so let me do one thing, apply a little bit on design thinking principle. Okay, so I'm going to share you just going to share you a web link. Okay, so this web link, there is a noise. I think Priyanka, Miss Priyanka, your mic is all right. I'll make mute as well. All right. So I am sharing a link in the chat box. Okay, which is called Wood Clamp. Okay, in the Wood Clamp, it will gives you anonymous. Okay, it will gives you anonymous names of feedback. நீங்க என்ன ஃபீட்பேக்கோ கொஸ்டின்ஸோ கேட்டீங்கன்னாலும் உங்களோட நேம் எனக்கு தெரியாது. Okay, but I will get all your comments. Okay, so now it's a Q&A session. For 5 to 10 minutes we will have a Q&A, but I never receive any answers from any student in other colleges, so I apply design thinking here. Okay, I'm using a wonderful tool. If you give any responses in the link which I shared, okay, so I will get only the responses, not the name of any student. Okay, you can have a test message. Okay, you just click the link which I shared in the chat box and you can just say hi message here. It will be displayed without your name. So now the Q&A session shall be started from, like, whatever questions you have or feedbacks that you have to share, anything, whatever you want to do, you can ask here. See, Naveen, name kuduthittinga Naveen. All right, Naveen kuduthadanala Naveen name vanduchu. You don't type your name. You can ask me any questions. I'll be explaining you and sharing you all those process. Just have a try out of it. Just 5 more minutes. I'm not going to be you much of the time. There is a link which is provided in your chat box by myself now. You can click and you can ask your questions and share your feedbacks. I can explain you. Your name will not be displayed here, so your fear of failure will not be here. So பயப்படாம நீங்க என்ன questions வேணாலும் கேட்கலாம். I'll be explaining all those stuff. Oh my god, there is no question except Naveen. Hi Naveen. You ask your questions. Even you can ask, how are you feeling today, sir? I'll say, yes, I'm good. Out of 98, like, the messages, the link messages has been reached. You can just click, link is not opening. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just type the link. Thank you for reminding it. I'll just delete the spaces. Still is not opening. I'll do one thing. I will ask Rajesh Khanna sir, are you there? I have to type it out. I'll do it. Nothing to worry.
Sir, tell me, sir. Shanti, I am Shanti.
Madam, shall I forward this link to the WhatsApp of Dr. Rajesh sir?
Okay.
I think students saying it is not opening, or else, yeah, I got it here. Now, okay. No issues.
Okay, sir.
I'll share it. So this is one of the wonderful tool where we will get a lot of response from us. Now the link will get open to you guys. Yeah, see, there are questions comes out. There is no names here. This is simple design thinking concept where I can use to get a lot of feedbacks and sharing from the student. Their names will never displayed here. So you don't want to worry about your questions and fear of failures or something. How should we prepare ourselves before implementing a startup? Any tips? Kindly do empathize. Okay. So there are a few aspects in starting doing a startup. One is your idea. Okay, idea is the most important thing when you do a startup. Okay, the idea generation itself, you will get a lot of fund from the central government and a private body. Okay, The idea development will comes only via empathizing it. Okay, kindly do an empathize. See all the problems wherever you go. While you're walking in the road, see it together a problem. Then note out all your problems. Okay, then only you will get a lot of things. What are the job opportunities in the IT field using design thinking? Yes, Priya, jobs in the sense we always say, and you will be going for a job of programmers or something. Wherever you go, you have to do an innovation, right? So this design thinking has to be applied everywhere. It is not a specific job. It is not a specific title. You can be a consultant as a design thinking, but you can apply this design thinking in your work field. இது வந்து ஒரு மெத்தடுங்க. எல்லா இடத்துலயுமே இதை நம்ம அப்ளை பண்ணலாம். Thank you, dear. One of the feedback is great session. How should we prepare ourselves before implementing a startup? I told. What are the jobs, fields that design thinking helps? Everywhere, all. You don't believe. As a professor, I'm getting this design thinking is one of my successful method. Okay, it apply to everywhere. நம்ம ஒர்க் பண்ற இடத்துல இது அப்ளை பண்ணுனா இனோவேஷன் வரும். டீச்சர்ஸ் அவங்க கிளாஸ் ரூம்ல ட்ரை பண்ணலாம். கம்பெனில ஒர்க் பண்ற ஸ்டூடெண்ட் கம்பெனில ட்ரை பண்ணலாம். உங்க ரெஸ்யூமேல கூட அப்ளை பண்ணலாம். எனிவேர் யூ வாண்ட் டு ஒர்க், எனிவேர் யூ கோ. வீட்ல ஃபேமிலியில ஃபைட் இருக்கு, டிசைன் திங்கிங் அப்ளை பண்ணுங்க. பிரதர் சிஸ்டருக்கு ஃபைட் இருக்கு, அப்ளை டிசைன் திங்கிங். ஃபினான்ஷியல் கன்ஸ்ட்ரெயின், அப்ளை டிசைன் திங்கிங். That's why I told it is not limited a 360 degree. Okay, will IT culture support the design thinking mindset? Exactly IT mindset will do. But when you being as a startup, if you go and work for the larger company as a junior programmer, then work they will assign. But once you become a project manager or a team, you will find a situation to use and apply the design thinking with things. Okay. Excuse me. You can share me a lot of feedbacks or asking questions. Anything I will be giving you, because you know I'm not a teacher, I'm not a professor, I'm one of your good friends who want to share everything to you. Any more questions? This class is very useful. Thank you, dear. Is there any professional courses for design thinking? Yes, a lot of consultants earning money out of this design thinking course. I suggest not to do any course which is a cost one. Okay, you have an internet, plenty of internet, you watch it out, you try it out a lot of YouTubes, then you will come to a mindset. Once you become a professional, then you do a course that will help you. How to found that mosquito technology? Just go to Google and search mosquito killing machine. Without using any repellent, we will just use the sense of your nose, like what we call the mosquito which likes the smell. We create out of carbon dioxide. If mosquito comes, automatically my impeller will takes all those mosquitoes inside to the body and will get killed. You will find it in the Google, don't worry. What is the role of design thinking? உங்க UI and UX படிக்கிறீங்க பாத்தீங்களா, ஒரு வெப்சைட் டிசைன்லயே நீங்க அப்ளை பண்ண முடியும். Your feel of website. Okay, an ordinary website, a design thinking website. Ordinary website will have n number of content. Design thinking website have the most required content in the front page, and rest of them are in the inner pages. That's what the difference. Mindset, empathy. Do an empathy. Empathy is the best stage, and after empathy you will get a lot of solutions on design thinking that can be applied for your website creation. Software model, நீங்க கொடுக்குற சாஃப்ட்வேர் வந்து உங்களுக்கு ஈஸியா இருக்கலாம், பட் யூசருக்கு ஈஸியா இருக்கணும்ல. That's where the design thinking plays. Innovation, human centered, both things to be satisfied when you apply the design thinking. And what are the mindsets for design thinking, sir? Mindset is like find a problem, don't get tensed, always look to get a problem. ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட் வந்து சிரிக்காமே இருக்கானா, ஏன்டா அவன் சிரிக்காமே இருக்கான் அப்படின்னு யோசிச்சே இருக்கணும். நீங்க நடந்து போகும்போது ஒரு பாட்டி நேரா நடக்க முடியலன்னு வைங்க, இந்த பாட்டிக்கு என்ன கொடுத்தா நடக்க முடியும் அப்படின்னு யோசிக்கணும். This is how your mindset, thinking mindset will come. ரத்தன் டாடா வந்து நானோ காரை பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு டிராவல் பண்ணும்போது ரெயின், அந்த ரெயின்ல வந்து there was a family who who travels in a bike, 4 members in a bike, traveling in the rain. அந்த மலையில நனையும் போது why can't we offer car to those middle class people also ன்னு நினைச்சதுனால தான் nano car came into existence. Yes, it is a success for a middle class family to travel in the car. That's it. We have learned only a little bit about design thinking before. Today we have learned a lot about it. Thank you, dear. It's my pleasure. Anything, whatever you want to say, anything. Let me have something about design thinking. Hardly I will close in next 3 minutes, because also I request you to give the feedbacks, okay, to the madam who shared the feedback link in the chat box, as well as if you would like to share your feedback here, so that will be improving my presentation when I do it in the next time. When you can share your feedbacks in the link which I provided, there is nothing wrong. If there is no question, then I'll come to a conclusions part. Okay, hardly I'll wait for another 1 minute. If you want to share any feedbacks, you can share your feedbacks in the links also, which I provided.
Students?
Am I bored?
Sir, yes, sir.
Madam, I just want to know whether am I bored? Took a board session today instead of.
Sir, actually, the session was very much interactive one, sir. And you have given a lot of real-time example also, sir, and you made us to understand the basic differences between startup business and innovation, everything. Today you made us very clear, sir. Thank you so much for your great session, sir.
Thank you, madam. It is a pleasure. With all supports of the professors and students, we doing a lot of things in the design thinking, madam. And any more else like want to share any feedback? Like Menaka is saying, wonderful session. Thank you, Menaka.
Students, do you have any feedback, ma?
So not to force any student, madam. Will come
Okay.
up. Let them come up. I think they will be so hungry to have their food because I took up 2 lunch time.
So that is
Menaka is asking motivate. Yeah, there is a question in the chat box. How to motivate in the sense, before that I would like to know, Menaka is professor or a student?
so she is professor.
Professor, yes, professor. Professor, motivate பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி first we have to understand like nothing is trouble here. Everywhere, if students are doing some mistakes, they will do, because that is their nature. Even while you was a kid, you will do mistakes. So we have to see the mistakes not as a punishing method. We have to see the mistakes as a strategy framing, because I always do. என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா ஈவினிங் கிளாஸஸ் எல்லாம் நடக்குங்க, 4:15 மேல கேன்டீனுக்கு போயிடுவாங்க பையன். பட் டெய்லியும் ஐம் லிட்டில் பிட் ஆன் ஷவுட்டிங் ஆன் த ஸ்டூடெண்ட் கம் பேக்னு சொல்லிட்டே இருந்தோம், முடியவே இல்லை. ஸோ வி ஹேட் அ ஃப்ரேம்டு ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி. 4:15 நம்ம கேன்டீன் போயிடுவோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு வி ஆல் டீச்சர்ஸ் டுகெதர் சாட் அட் த கேன்டீன். அங்க ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட் இல்லைங்க, எல்லாம் ஓடிட்டானுங்க. ஸோ that's the kind of motivation we actually do, an indirect way of motivation. We will show them a lot of, share them a lot of success stories. Okay, we will ask them a lot of new things. It is obvious when we show a new things or when we talk a new things to the student, automatically they will get motivated. If you say you will be telling a tool or a software that you will be teaching, training them at the evening, every student will come if they learn a skill. So we will just showcase our skill, automatically student will try to come. And student to attend classroom, this is design thinking way, which I can do a lot of things. I will just try to communicate all these terms with Dr. Rajesh Khanna madam. Definitely I will help you out on applying design thinking in the classroom. And thank you, Magesh Vata, really very useful for all. Thank you so much. And any more queries or questions? Dr. J. Savitha ma'am, superb solution. Thank you so much, madam. It's all a pleasure on experience. We do many, but where here students also there, so we have to do something limit with that.
Sir, I have a question. I'm Manaka again.
Yes, madam.
Sir, how to motivate the students to attend online classes? because mostly they would like to skip the classes. So
True.
we couldn't see them, but how to make them to attend?
Okay, I'll let you know the strategy, madam. Uh, teaching, teaching and learning is nothing but a bonding between the student and teacher. It's all about the bonding. You have to use different strategy, okay, for a classroom teaching when compared with the other teachers. How we do? So I just showed a tool here, right? Today I've used a small tool, which your name will not be there. இதை நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் வந்து என் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டுக்கு பண்ணும்போது someone dropped I love you ஒரு மெசேஜை ட்ராப் பண்ணிட்டாங்க, ரைட்? I was also a little bit nervous. Hey, someone who did this அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கேட்டுட்டு கடைசியில பட் the bonding between them, like பரவாயில்லடா someone was there அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அந்த பாண்டிங்கை கிரியேட் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சோம். So daily I used to give a lot of tools, okay, where you can find out these tools in the collaborative 2, the website called as collaborative 2 or alternative 2. You can go ahead with an alternative 2. That's a website, a crowdfunding website. We will get all equivalent softwares there. I will get a lot of tools and things which I can use it to my class every day. And after every day, I never take an attendance in a class because I use a automatic technology, automatic Google Forms to capture the attendance. இது என்ன ஆகும்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக் அட்டெண்டன்ஸ் வந்து பொய் சொல்லாது. இட் கிவ்ஸ் அ கிளியர் வே ஆஃப் திங்ஸ். ஒன்லி தோஸ் ஆர் பிரசன்ட் அட் த கிளாஸ் ரூம் வில் ஏபிள் டு கிவ் தி அட்டெண்டன்ஸ். இந்த அட்டெண்டன்ஸை வாங்கினதுக்கு அப்புறம் ஆஃப்டர் மை எவ்ரி கிளாஸ் ஐ வில் போஸ்ட் தி அட்டெண்டன்ஸ். ஆஃப்டர் அ வீக் ஐ வில் போஸ்ட் தி அட்டெண்டன்ஸ் பர்சன்டேஜ். ஆஃப்டர் வென் அ ஸ்டூடெண்ட் கோஸ் இட் லெஸ் தேன் தி 75%, I will talk to the parent. All is development. I will never talk a negative about a student to the parent. I will just call to the parent. I'll talk all positive things about the student to the parent. But the student who comes and see the parent, no, he will get shocked. Something is my professor is talking to my parent. Definitely he would say the attendance part. And sometimes he, because of fear, he will come back to the class again, madam. So we have to use lot of techniques because this is not a simple one. Handling adults is one of the biggest challenge to us. So definitely we will get interact along with the Rajesh sir, madam. And there is a message.
Thank you so much.
Yes, madam. How to make them complete the task given by us. So that is why they are called as a students, madam. We have to give a task. Then only 100% of success will come. Even at IIT, if you give a task, you will get only 80% of outputs. Rest 20% will be failure. Okay. You have to diversify the task and give to them. கஷ்டமான கொஸ்டினுக்கு நல்லா படிக்கிற ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டுக்கு தரணும். ஈஸியான கொஸ்டினை கொஞ்சம் ஆவரேஜா படிக்கிற ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டுக்கு தரணும். இஃப் யூ டூ தட், definitely the 100% of task will be completed. And also give the task which is helpful for their career. They will do. Instead of assignment, give a tools and technology as an assignment. I never give a writing assignment to the student. I never want them to waste the time by writing something. But I will give a project to them. If they never do a project, they will fail in their subject. They will get an arrear in the subject. Till they getting a baby child and coming up, they will get an arrear in the subject. That's a simple method. We can use it out. And thanks to giving wonderful session. It's really useful and great day, sir. Thank you, Priyadashini. Learn more new things, sir. Thank you. And some more. It was for the creative and innovative problems that they are giving an effective design thinking field. It made me more motivated. Definitely. Even I do like I will share my LinkedIn ID. I will do a lot of postings after my every class of applying design thinking, and we will be just showcasing into the persons. And people who outside know, they will also give a comments. Hey, use this method. This will be giving you much design thinking on it and everything. And Manisha is saying it is very helpful session, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I always say student to not to say my name or a sir. If you want to call me, you can call my name, but you have to use Mr. in front of my name. If you wish, you can call me by Mr. Jagdish. There is nothing wrong, but I'm just feel little bit bored as on the style part, like using sir, can I sir, come in sir. So that and all not required. That's obvious things. and I hope there is no more messages in the chat box as well. So I'm very happy, and I thank so much to Dr. Rajesh Khanna sir and to the professors and finally my lovable students. I'm so happy. If there is a session with a student, I will take the whole day. It's not a problem because I feel energetic when I'm being with the student youngsters. Okay, so there is no doubt in that. Even I'm also youngsters.
So thank you so much, sir. Lena.
We wind it up, madam.
Okay, sir. So 5 minutes. Okay, we will be having a vote of thanks. Lena.
Thank you.
Ma'am, Trisha will do, ma'am.
Yes, Kanna.
Ma'am, my voice is audible, ma'am.
Yes, Trisha.
Gratitude is the inward feeling of kindness received. On behalf of the Department of Information Technology, TechBoot Association, I would like to thank today's chief guest, Professor Jagadish V, Design Thinking Team Center for Learning and Teaching, SNSInstitutions Coimbatore, for enlightening us with your knowledge. Thank you, sir. We heartily thank our chairman, Dr. Nallarji Palaniswamy, and Madam Secretary, Dr. Thavumanidi Palaniswamy, in their absence. I would like to thank our beloved principal, Dr. V. Rajendran, in his absence. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. S. Balasubramanian, Dean Research, and Dr. F. Mary Magdalene Jane, Dean FCS. Thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am. It's my immense pleasure to thank Dr. R. Rajesh Khanna, Head Department of Information Technology. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to thank all our faculty members. Thank you all. Last but not the least, I would like to thank my dear student friends for their active participation in this lecture on design thinking and innovation. Once again, thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your great session.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. At this recording via Dr. Rajesh Khanna sir. Since the recording, I will share the link to the professors also, madam. So which can be used for any other kind of things.
Sure, sir.
All right. Thank you. I'm signing
Thank
off.
you
Bye
so
bye.
much. Bye.